Well, hey, it's Scott the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to check out the brand new firmware for the NuX Mini Studio. And we're going to get started, yep, you guessed it, right now. Well, hey, it's Scott at the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Now, before we get started, if this is your first visit to our channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button down there and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities, because we do post daily and we'd love to hear from you. Well, I'm really excited to tell you about this brand new firmware from NuX. We're a big fan of the NuX Mini Studio here. Sold a lot of them. It's one of our most popular videos on our channel. And this new firmware is amazing. Simply put, because NuX has never one to rest on their laurels. So not only do you get the same impulse responses that came with the Mini Studio, and of course your ability to load them in if you want to, but we now have IRs for guitar, we now have IRs for bass, and we now have IRs for acoustic guitar. And that all comes included for that $99 price point. So it's pretty awesome. And I think you're gonna really like what you hear. So let's just get to it. Okay, we're now looking top down at the Mini Studio. Very simple setup here. We're using our Dumbleweed Overdrive as a preamp of sorts going into the Mini Studio. There is a headphone output on the side here, so you can go right to your headphones if you want to, or you can go off to a mixing board like we're using here. As a quick refresher course on the layout of the pedal, it's very simple. You have your level, you have your space, you have your impulse response. So the impulse response is one of 8 different impulse responses per bank, because remember, we now have electric guitar, electric bass, and acoustic guitar. You have your level knob, which handles your volume, and you have your space knob, which introduces the amount of space between the speaker cabinet, or the IR, and the microphone. So at its lowest possible setting, you're going to get a very up close and personal sound. Whereas the more you introduce in space, the more ambience is being introduced into the sound. So I prefer to actually keep it on the high side of things because I like to have a nice natural reverb sort of sound to it. Now, as far as how it sounds in the electric guitar mode, I did that extensively in the first video, so I'm going to recommend you go back and check that out, because I want to show you guys the bass IRs and the acoustic guitar IRs. So let's just give you a quick example of why you would want to use something like the Mini Studio. So we've got our guitar here. And if I turn on the Dumbleweed, it doesn't sound horrible, but it doesn't sound great either, because there's absolutely no space being introduced because there's no cabinet. So if we turn on the Mini Studio, so if I turn off the microphone, okay, so you're getting the idea here, right? So you want to use the Mini Studio to introduce that ambience, the magic of the speaker cabinet, without getting your ears completely blown off like you would if you did something like this with a full-on amp and cabinet setup. So that's the magic of impulse responses. So you don't have to be married to just the cabinet that you have in your setup. You can literally do any cabinet you want, because this allows you to load in your own impulse responses into the pedal. You just have to simply go and download the software from the NuX website and connect it to your computer, grab those impulse responses and throw them right in, and there you go, you're all done. Very simple to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to the bass guitar and the acoustic guitar. Okay, this time we're going to go ahead and check out the acoustic guitar impulse responses. So to change modes, all you have to do is just simply press and hold, and now when you get that green LED, which is transparent on your screen right there because we are using that blue screen, now you know you are in the acoustic guitar mode. So as I mentioned before, the first three are meant for electric guitars with magnetic pickups, and the remaining impulse responses will switch over to an acoustic guitar so we can hear how that sounds. Okay, well that wraps it up here for this video demo for the Mini Studio from NuX. Now we'll leave a link to the firmware in the video description so you can download it and install it for yourself. But I'm sure you heard over the course of the last few minutes that there is a lot going on here now with this pedal. And so the value add just went way up, and it is really fantastic. So for more information on this pedal and the other pedals that we carry, please visit us at ThePedalGuy.com. Also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.